My wife clapped when her brother slapped me in front of 55 people because I refused to hand over my credit card. My wife just sat back, smirked and said, "Serves you right." But what they didn't know. That night, I called 3 numbers and watched their world collapse. "Ado, just give him the card, Kyle. Stop making a scene." Her voice was cold, effortless cruelty laced with champagne and social performance. Sarah, my wife of 4 years, didn't flinch. I said no. I locked eyes with Austin, her brother, taller, cocky, reeking of entitlement and half-spilled bourbon. His shirt was open 1 button too many, his fake start-up pitch already boring half the backyard party. "Goop, come on, man," he smirked. "It's just a card. It's family." I didn't even respond. I just shook my head. Then came the slap. Hard, sudden, a burst of heat against my cheek, gasps from the guests. But what cut deepest, my wife clapped, giggled, like it was a game. "Serves you right." And I didn't yell. I didn't run. I watched. Who I am. My name is Kyle Maddox, 29. I fix things for a living. Appliances, systems, people. I'm quiet, not weak. The kind of man who steps up when others flinch. The kind who covers rent when it's late and debt when it's not mine. I used to think being the provider meant being respected, but tonight, under patio lights and fake smiles, I realized something brutal. I'd become the scapegoat, used, mocked, disposable. The players in my downfall. Sarah, 28. Wife, charming, loved in her circle, smart, dangerously so. But when things go wrong, she reaches for someone else to blame. Austin, 34. Her older brother, lives off potential and everyone else's credit. His past includes a failed marriage, a DUI, and now a dream of opening a BBQ joint with no money and no plan. I, Elaine, 56. Sarah and Austin's mother, sweet on the outside, toxic beneath, thinks I rescued Sarah, but never forgave me for having more than her son. Me, Kyle, the provider, the invisible backbone, the one nobody saw until I stopped bending. After the slap, there was no apology. Austin walked off like nothing happened. Sarah kept drinking. Elaine started a condescending speech about strong family ties. Not one person asked if I was okay. They didn't know what I knew. 2 weeks earlier, I got a call. A $42,000 business loan had defaulted, with my name and social attached. It was forged. Austin was the primary applicant, Sarah the co-signer, and I was the patsy. I'd confronted Sarah quietly days before. "You gave him my social security number?" "It's just paperwork, Kyle." She'd shrugged. "We'll pay it back. You always fix things. Always fix things." They weren't asking anymore. They were expecting. I wasn't a partner, I was a wallet with a pulse, and now I was public enemy number 1 for saying no. They never mention it, but I do. 3 years ago, my mother got cancer. I drove for 6 hours every week just to help with her care while still paying bills at home. When she passed, I used every cent of my savings to cover funeral costs because Sarah couldn't deal with the logistics. They didn't show up to the funeral, said it was too far. Instead, they asked if I'd still be able to help Austin with his rent that month. I said yes, because back then I thought love meant sacrifice. That night after the party, I made 3 calls. 1. My lawyer. To freeze all joint accounts and initiate fraud proceedings. 2. A forensic accountant, who confirmed that Sarah had been draining our savings over $18,000 in transfers labeled as utilities were actually Venmo payments to Austin. 3. A Michigan fraud investigator, Who flagged the forged loan application using someone else's SSN without consent? Federal crime. By the next afternoon, Austin's accounts were frozen. Sarah's name was flagged in the fraud report, and Elaine's retirement money? Turns out it was being funneled from a joint fund. Sarah set up using my identity. The collapse had begun. Austin showed up at my apartment red-eyed and shouting, "You ratted us out?" No. I kept my voice calm. I gave the truth a microphone. Sarah followed, not crying, fuming. "You ruined everything. We were going to fix it. You were going to bury me under it," I said, "and dance on the dirt." "Elaine," she texted me once, "this will destroy our family, host," I replied. "You destroyed it the moment you cheered when your son slapped your son-in-law." Then I blocked all three. I packed slowly, deliberately, one box at a time from the apartment I once called ours, not with bitterness, with clarity. I moved into a small rental out in Brighton. 2 rooms, no shared accounts, no passwords handed over. I slept better in the first night as alone than I had in 4 years of marriage. 1 week later, a letter came. From Sarah, handwritten. Kyle. I didn't know how far it had gone. I thought Austin would pull it together. I was scared. I didn't mean to hurt you. You were good to me. Too good. Maybe I resented that. I miss you. I wish you'd come back. There was no apology, just regret that I left. Not for what she did. I didn't reply, but I didn't burn it either. Some things are meant to be remembered, not returned to. Months passed. I built something small, my own appliance repair business, honest work, clients who paid on time, quiet days. I started therapy, realized I'd spent years trying to earn love from people who only took. And then, one day, I saw Austin again. In court. He took a plea deal, restitution, probation, mandatory financial rehab. He avoided jail, barely, but his confidence, gone. That swagger replaced by silence. Sarah, she filed for divorce after I refused mediation. I didn't contest. I didn't ask for alimony or property. I just asked for peace. And I got it. I still walk alone, but I walk proud. I don't flinch when someone raises their voice. Sometimes I see people like Sarah, sharp smiles and hollow hearts, and I wonder, could she change? Maybe, but that's not in my job anymore. I met someone recently. No games, no fix-me energy, just real, unvarnished connection. And for the first time in years, I feel safe. Not because no one can hurt me, but because now I won't let them. What would you have done if your partner sided with their family over your dignity? Would you walk away, fight back, forgive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might help someone else heal too. If this story hit you hard, maybe you've been used, betrayed, or finally had enough. Please like, share, and subscribe. You're not alone. Sometimes the quietest ones carry the heaviest burdens. More real-life emotional revenge stories coming every week. Hit that bell icon, because the next one might be yours.